they're not in their graves.
This film is presented in its original uncut version. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
911? Do you have an emergency?
Hi. I just want to have a chat.
I'm seeing something. It's smiling at me, but not a friendly smile. It's the worst smile I've ever seen in my life. And whenever I see it, I just get this god-awful feeling like something really terrible is gonna happen. It told me that today's the day that I'm gonna...
Do you see it right now here?
It was late one night in the castle of the Chicken McNuggets.
What are you making?
Sauce. We're using my mummy's recipe.
Mummy,
This better be good.
It'll be great.
Does your daddy have a recipe?
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for
Halloween!
There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost that glows in the dark. You can get a different one each week until
Halloween!
Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? It's me, CT here, and I'm with the main man, the co-host with the most, Mr.
Syd Retro 727 in the building, man. We back for another episode, man. This is going to be a great review, so definitely stay tuned, guys.
Fuck yeah, man. Like you ghouls and gals know, you know what day it is. It is Saturday Night Horror Theater. And we're back with another one, like Syd Retro just said. And before we get into that, what have you been up to, man? What have you been doing? It's been a minute since we recorded.
Oh, bro. Nothing, man. Just chilling, hanging out, working, trying to catch up, man. Staying real busy, doing these foodie episodes, man. Had some really good presents the other day. Then before that, we had like a little brunch episode and stuff. But yeah, man, just staying busy. Right now, I'm in Orlando, hanging out here for a little bit. Gonna go to the Lizzo concert.
Oh,
but,
shit.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
It's about that time. In a minute, I'm another blunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what's good with you, man? What you getting into this weekend?
This weekend, man, I'm just gonna be hanging out here at home, dude. I mean, it's been raining like all weekend so far. Yesterday was raining. It's raining currently right now. I don't know if people could hear it, but it's raining right now. And yeah, I'm probably just gonna be chilling, getting fucking super drunk, and editing this video as fast as I can, as lightning as speed as I can, getting it up on YouTube, and of course, hanging out with my second favorite girl, Mary Jane, and I'll be here chilling, man. I'm not going to any crazy fucking concerts. Syd's been going to fucking nuts concerts. You went to fucking what, Bad Bunny like yesterday, and now you're like going to like Lizzo. That's fucking crazy. Lizzo. Next, Syd's gonna be like, I'm gonna go see this little underground artist. You might know her. Her name's Beyonce. You know, I'm gonna go check her out. Yeah, she's up and coming. I don't know. Show might not be that good.
Hey man, you know, in my people been coming out here. Like I said, like I was just telling you, Nas, Busta Rhymes, Wu-Tang was here last night. You know, the Jizza, the genius, he was playing chess at the brewery, hanging out with fans. He did a couple shows.
That's fucking
you know
wild.
what I'm saying? I'm in Orlando, so I'm like, fuck, I wasn't able to go try to meet up with them dudes, man. But I definitely wanted to. I don't play chess, but I'm gonna challenge him I would challenge him in a game of checkers, you know what I'm saying? Flying things, man.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking wild, man. That's the really cool thing I like about where you live at. Like, you kind of are surrounded by a lot of like arts and like famous people and like people that are just doing cool shit. And over here where I live at, I'm just surrounded by like fields, a lot of fields and dirt. But we do have good Mexican food though, so that makes up for it.
Yeah, man, yeah. You know, Texas. You guys got a good culture. You know, you got the Mexican.
Texas is cool, man. Texas is cool.
You guys got some shit out there. You know, what I'm saying? People do pull up.
Texas is like that thing, man, like, you know, in that movie Vengeance, where they're like, I fucking hate this place, but if anybody talks about it, I will fucking fight them. Like, that's how people in Texas are, you know what I mean? They're like, I fucking hate Texas. And then, like, fast forward, like, 2 hours, somebody from, like, fucking LA is like, Texas is shitty. We're like, wait, what the fuck are you saying out here? Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
So Florida, you can't really defend Florida. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Florida's wild. Florida's crazy, man.
It's a wacky fucking little spot over here, bro. Matter of fact, damn, what was it? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I saw we saw somebody, the homeless lady doing yoga
outside, doing downward dog outside.
Just doing random yoga poses. Like,
oh my god.
Over trying to pick her up. It was crazy, bro. I was like, oh shit.
That is crazy. And is in Florida, like in Texas, where I mean, I guess in the rest of the world, everybody, you know, knows the Florida man meme. Is that like a thing in like Florida? You're like, oh, like Florida man does something again. You know what I mean? Like something crazy.
It's always the Florida man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Florida and New York, they pretty much tie for the most crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's either New York man or Florida man. Like either those two get together, it's gonna be a fucking problem.
That's crazy. That's awesome though, dude. I would love to see something like that. Down here in the valley, I've yet to see something that crazy. Just like, you know, typical like a car crash or somebody acting a fool out of the fucking street, like, whoa, like doing something like that. Speaking of that, dude, the other day I went to go eat at this little taco place. I don't know if y'all have them out there in Florida. It's called Taqueria Sarape. I went to go eat there with B, and we were eating tacos or whatever, right? And then like I turned to look out the window, as I do sometimes as I'm eating, and like there's this older homeless guy. He's just like standing in the middle of the street, like just standing there, and like this truck pulls up, like it's like a little gold like Ford Ranger pulls up, and the man like starts like punching like the side of the truck, like the bed of the truck, and the other old man looks out of the window like, what the fuck is this guy doing over here? And he kind of like gets off and like waves his hand in the air like what the fuck, like what are you doing? And the homeless man like kind of like just turns around, like turns his back to the guy and just like kind of like starts arguing like in the wrong like direction, like he's just like oh, like I can't hear what they're saying, like I just see like movement, like arms. And like the guy like kind of looks at him puzzled, the guy that was driving the truck like looks at him kind of puzzled, like what the fuck is going on here? And like just gets in the truck and is like, or just kind of like drives off. And then I'm like, okay, that interaction's over. And then like I turn over again and like slowly that gold truck is like reversing back like slowly, like and like kind of like, hey, what are you doing? Like it's like one of those. It was just such a fucking weird interaction. But yeah, that weird shit always happens around that restaurant. I don't know why, but it's just weird.
Yeah, shit happens.
But yeah, man. Speaking of weird places, I'm surprised that this movie that we're going to talk about right now didn't take place in fucking Florida, because it sounds like some fucking crazy shit that would happen in like Florida or New York or something.
Yeah.
Ghouls and gals, we're going to be talking about Barbarian. That's right, ghouls and gals. I finally got off my ass and saw Barbarian at the House of the Lord, aka AMC Theaters, where heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
Don't you fucking there.
Nicole Kidman. That's the best commercial, dude. That's the best commercial.
No, I like that. She's like, she when she says something and she's like so mesmerized on the screen, and then you look and it's like Michael B. Jordan. It's like Creed 1 or whatever. I can't help but think that she's just like staring at his dick the whole time.
Yeah, or maybe they just have her staring at literally like a gray screen, like there's nothing on the screen. They're just like react, like pretend like you're like whoa, and they just put any fucking movie on there. Like what the fuck?
It's just like, we're gonna put some just pretend that you're amazed by what you see. We're just gonna roll B-roll film, whatever. So just Google Eye the whole thing. And God, man.
That's my favorite part.
I can't wait for the sequel so they can retire this shit, because I'm so fucking over it, man.
She's apparently she's gonna be the spokeswoman again for another year, so she's gonna record another one. They're gonna make a new one. They're making a new one.
That was probably the most popular commercial.
I wonder if they're aware of it being a meme. Oh yeah. I wonder if they're aware of it being like a meme. Like people like go to the movie theater, they're like, this fucking thing. You know what I mean? They're like, this fucking thing again.
I've been saying that for like a year, man. I was like, at first I was like, it's Nicole Kidman, and then now I'm like, get the fuck out of here, please.
Brianna hates it when we go to the movies, and I'm just like, it's my part, my favorite part, and she's like, heartbreak feels good in a place like this.
It's a great fucking line. Okay, it's a great line.
It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid and corny. And she's like walking in the rain, and then she's just real like, like if she's gonna go do something important. Anyways, enough about the Nicole Kidman commercial. But yeah, Barbarian. Holy shit, dude! I finally got off my ass to go and see it. And
I told you.
Wow.
Damn. I had to wait like a week for you to go see this shit, man. I was like, listen, bro, you can go see fucking Barbarian, but you saw Pearl instead. You saw Pearl instead.
I saw Pearl instead. I didn't even get to finish fucking Pearl. Like something came up and we had to like leave the theater. And so and there was 30 minutes left of Pearl. Like literally like 30, like maybe even like 15 to 20 minutes left of the movie. Because I could already, you know what I mean? When you're watching a movie, you can already feel like, this is already closing up. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're closing it up. The credits are coming. You know what I mean? And so like, I got a phone call and they're like, hey, we need your help over here, blah blah blah. So I was like, all right, I gotta go. So we're leaving, right? And but before I left the movie, Pearl, man, like I love the movie X a lot, and I really enjoy T.I. West and what he does and stuff like that. Ever since I watched X, I kind of became a fan of that director and stuff. And he's good, man, and he brings the same kind of like flavor and like flair and like aesthetic to Pearl. But I don't want to say that it's like boring, but it's not as entertaining as I thought it was going to be. It's a lot way slower pace than X. And again, I mean, it shows the origin of Pearl. It's her origin story. And I couldn't help but think that like this movie is like the girl version of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. Like this kind of feels like Pearl is becoming at the end. Like kind of like it kind of just feels like at the end in the beginning of the movie she's like this timid like country girl who doesn't know who she is and stuff like that, much like Joaquin Phoenix in the Joker movie. He's like this loser who doesn't really know who he is, and then like something crazy happens in their life and they're just like, now I'm this person, you know what I mean? Like I'm the Joker, or I'm Pearl now, like you know what I mean? So it's kind of like one of those things. And Pearl's kind of like a female like incel. Like she like wants to fuck really badly, but nobody wants to fuck her. She's angry about that, and she's just like, why does anybody want to fuck me? And then finally somebody does fuck her, and then she's like, well, I'm gonna kill this person, like a praying mantis lady. I fucking orgasmed with him and I'm gonna cut his fucking head off. That was pretty cool. That was actually pretty cool. She kills people pretty cool. Like it's really brutal the way that she kills people. Like the kill scenes, they're the most that's one thing I can relate to this with Barbarian. They're like more or less like, that's how that would look in real life. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, yeah, that would look like that.
Got you.
But yeah,
I'm gonna skip Pearl for the time being. I'm gonna skip that for the time being.
I need to finish it.
I want to see Barbarian again, man. What did you think about the trailer? The way that they marketed this movie, Barbarian. Are we doing spoiler alerts? I mean, I feel like we got to do.
Oh yeah, I mean the movie's already been out for a while.
Been out for a while, so but the way that they marketed this movie was such a different angle that they did it, because they were just like like Airbnb psycho guy. All right. You want to know what this is gonna be, you know what I mean? And I was kind of going in there with the like, okay, this guy's the piece of shit. He's a little too nice. Like, don't trust. He's too likable. He's something, you know what I mean? And so that concept, the way that they pitched the movie and the trailer, I love the way that they did that, because once you go in there and you're in the movie, you're like, oh, this ain't it. This isn't it. It's something different. A little different,
Man, going back onto the trailer, when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I automatically, I don't know why, I got the vibe. I was like, oh, this is a cannibal film. Like, they're gonna be eating these people. I don't know why, but I got that vibe. I guess Barbarian, like, I don't know, I just got the vibe. I was like, oh, they're gonna be eating like these people, like Bill Skarsgård, who plays Keith in this film, who's also fucking Pennywise in the fucking It movie. They kind of frame him in a little, he's good, he's really good in this. They kind of frame him as like kind of like he's gonna be this kind of like Norman Bates type character, where maybe he's gonna lure this girl into that like dungeon area, and then you kind of quickly, as soon as that door opens to that basement area, and they kind of go into like that dungeon area, and they find that room, what is it, Keith and what's the other girl's name, Tess, Keith and Tess. And they go into that that dungeon area, and shit just starts going fucking 90 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour from the get-go there. And I was like, oh fuck, it isn't this guy. Like, this guy's not like the bad guy. I was like, oh, holy shit. And I
really like the way that they played him up to be the bad guy. But you know what I'm saying? You're like, he's setting her up the whole thing. I'm like,
I thought maybe he was gonna like drug her drink or something.
Right. Yeah, he's too nice to be good, but man, when she went down there and she was calling for his name, like, stop fucking playing, you know what I'm saying? And she went down there, when she found him, bro, oh my god.
Yeah, when she found him and he was like crawling like on his like arms, he was like, oh, like there's somebody in here. He's like somebody's in here. Something bit me. And she was like, what are you talking about? He's like, she's like, we have to leave. We have to go that way. He's like, no. It went that way, like we can't go back that way. And he's like, why don't you listen? And then she's just like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, like, out of a fucking like, dude, it almost felt like I was watching like a Resident Evil video game or something. Like the way like she comes out is like a boss from like a scary video game. Like she just comes out and she's like fucking grabs him from the head, grabs this guy Keith from the head as this chick Tess is watching, and just bashes his fucking head into the side of a fucking wall. And she does it so many times that his head basically fucking explodes from like the impact of her doing it so many times. It's fucking crazy. And by her, I mean this giant, like 7 foot tall, like Hills Have Eyes, like looking character that's like a lady that's completely fucking nude. Like the movie that makes the crazy choice to be like, we're gonna show her completely fucking naked the entire fucking movie. Which was heavy metal and shit. It's so
weird, man. It's so weird. Like they do that flashback to the origin of like what's going on. And it's got the guy like kidnapping women and keeping them hostage down
Richard Blake plays that guy. Richard Brake
plays that guy. He plays the perfect creepy white guy. Boy, he was giving me jeebies. I was like, this motherfucker right here.
He's really good, man. And that goes to show you like that this guy, he's gonna come out in the Monsters movie. We're gonna be talking about this guy again like later in the month. But it goes to show you that this guy, when used correctly and not in a shitty Rob Zombie movie, he's a good actor. So we're gonna cycle back to that in the next video. But dude, I really enjoyed, like you said, that little like flashback cutscene that they had was really cool. And I really like the way that they did that. Like they didn't do like, they did a hard cut. Like something was happening in the movie and they just like they cut it and they went straight to that. The movie does that a lot, man. Like whenever they introduce like Justin Long, I like to think that this movie's kind of told into 3 different stories in one story. Like you have the original setup story with Tess and Keith, and then it cuts, and then it has the origin story of the dad, and then it cuts again, and then we get introduced to Justin Long, and then everything ties up in a nice bow once Justin Long gets to the house.
And I have no problem with that. Like the way
I love that. I love that a lot.
Like I love that. Like that flashback, that was just enough for me to get an idea of what was going on here.
Thank you.
Keep some shit together. Keep this shit the fuck moving. Like we really don't need this whole backstory and like just show us what we need to see. Some hardware supplies.
Yeah.
A young girl. Fucking car.
Oh, dude. All they did was close that door. All they did was just show that door shut, close, and you're like, oh, I get it. This movie was so good at doing that. Like that's when we were talking about it the other day when we were messaging about it. I kept telling you like this movie is just like tight, like it's tight, like tight. Everything is tight. Like they're they, like you said, they didn't have to do like a giant fucking story. They didn't have to fucking do all this fucking bullshit. It was just super fucking tight as fuck.
Yeah, man. It didn't need an explanation. Like, it was minimal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was minimal, and I loved it, man. Like, the whole thing with the story. This is a simple story, folks. This isn't nothing fucking new. No. You know what I'm saying? But the way that they presented it, the way that they did it. The way that they did it is fucking killed it, man.
Yeah.
So basically, the premise is, right, like, the girl got an Airbnb, but it's double booked. So she's like, okay, I'm just gonna, the guy's like, hey, why don't you just stay with me? And, we'll crash and we'll, actually, no problem. You ain't got to pay nothing.
Yeah.
And we'll keep moving. But then it just turns out that there's like this underground fucking psycho killer, crazy basement daughter. Well, no, not a daughter.
Like Hills Have Eyes thing going on.
Huh?
Like Hills Have Eyes thing going on, like this inbred creature that's living in like the depths of the fucking house.
Yeah, that's obsessed with babies. Oh my god, bro.
Babu.
Bro, this shit was so nuts though. But like I said, they did keep it minimal. They showed the guy, the main villain. They showed him kidnapping, and that turns into her. She's been down a long time here. And this has been said before, but the way that they told this story, the way that they told it, bro, this is crazy. The three stories, the Justin Long part of that movie, that's probably my favorite part of the movie.
Justin Long's so fucking good, dude. He is so like, it's just crazy to me that people are like, I didn't realize how good of an actor he is. He's been fucking good. Whenever he's in a horror movie, he's just really good at that shit, man. Like, he sells that shit really fucking well, bro.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, do you remember? You ever seen Zach and Miri make a porno?
Oh yeah, when he's when he talks like
when
this.
he shows up at the high school union.
What's his name? What's his name in that fucking movie? I don't remember his name, but yeah, he's like, oh, you make films like Glenn Ross. He's like, yes, but Glenn is sucking Ross's hairy balls.
Justin Long kills that role in Zach and Miri, bro.
He's
and
good,
I haven't seen Justin Long on the big screen in a long time.
In a minute,
It's been a long time since I've seen him on the big screen. So I'm like, all right. But he killed it though, bro. He killed it. And he was such a dislikable piece of shit in the movie that it was just
such a fucking asshole in this movie.
He started doing the square footage, bro. When he started doing the square footage,
he was like, oh, this is awesome. I love that dude. Like, he was just so oblivious to what was going on, and he was, instead of being like scared by like this ugly like rape room, he was just like, oh cool. He was like, I can fucking like charge more money for this. He's like, this is fucking awesome. We should go into that. Justin Long's character in this film, he's like this kind of like asshole TV actor, piece of shit TV actor who he kind of like gets busted for like sexually assaulting or raping basically another female actor on the set of one of his shows that he's going to come out on. And in an attempt to kind of like save face, he goes back to this house and he's going to try and sell this house that just so happens to be the home of this fucking inbred like hillbilly fucking monster thing. And I think this whole thing is funny to me because this whole Barbarian film only happens because the fucking real estate agent double books the fucking Airbnb, and it's all her fucking fault that this happens. This would have not happened at all if she wouldn't have double booked the Airbnb, like at all. Because I was thinking about it.
She was such an asshole about it too.
Yeah, she was just like, oh, that's not my problem. And she just fucking hangs up. I was like, you're the one that fucking did this. What the fuck?
She's like, the maid doesn't come and clean until another fucking person books it. Like, who gives a fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Why are you calling me, Click?
And then you know what? Like, everything made sense because at first I was like, well, how are these people surviving? But that's how they're surviving. Every time somebody stays there, they restock the fridge and stuff, and she goes up there and takes all of the stuff, the fucking hillbilly inbred monster. And if you remember, when they go down and they see the dad and he's asleep, he has a bottle that has a bow on it. So she goes up there and takes the liquor bottles for him and puts them there in the room with him. And because I had a lot of questions when I left the movie. I was like, well, so is the old man booking the Airbnbs? Is the monster booking it? But I was like, no, stupid. I was like, it's the real estate agent. Justin Long was using that house to get extra revenue. You know what I mean? So it was just all basically like happenstance. It was a crazy fucking coincidence that this fucking happened, that these people ended up getting stuck in that fucking place.
Yeah, and then like they were like that neighborhood is like, no.
Yeah,
so
there's nobody
like,
there. Yeah.
So nobody really does book that Airbnb.
Yeah.
Airbnb like it's not really like like one, you know, this is probably like once a month or something.
Yeah.
You know, some shit like that. But yeah, man. That shit was crazy. Bro. Yeah, when he started, he was like, "How many bedrooms can I list this as?" And like, I can write this off like office space and shit. Like he didn't even give a fuck that there was like some type of rape dungeon. He was just like,
he was just like, yeah, whatever. He was like, whatever.
And his actions in this movie, oh my god,
are fucking despicable, dude. Like literally fucking downright dirty.
But they kind of set it up that because Justin Long is kind of likable. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of feel bad for this character a little bit.
You do for some reason.
Yeah, you were like, what? Did he really drink? Like, what? Like, damn, no. And then when he's like, when he's telling his boy, like, yeah, she like said no or whatever. But then after, you know.
Oh, he's like, I'm really persistent. He's like, I'm really persistent. Yeah.
Yo, he is a piece of shit. He really did rape this bitch. Oh, man, fuck this guy. You know, and then he like, you know, survives through the movie. You want to go into some
Yeah, we'll go into we already pretty much talked about the premise of the film, all the like little nitty-gritty stuff. Let's get into the fucking meat and fucking potatoes, man. Let's get into fucking spoilers. Again, if y'all haven't seen this movie's ready out like on fucking digital and shit like that. So go and fucking see Barbarian. We're gonna give this a great score. That's not even the point of this fucking review. Just go out and fucking see Barbarian. Go and see Barbarian. Barbarian is fucking amazing. But yeah, man, we can get into spoilers. Like you were saying earlier, Justin Long is this despicable fucking guy. He's a shitty guy, and and once we get into like the killing, once the mother character starts fucking doing shit, it's fucking insane, dude. What did you think of like the kills? Like for example, that fucking that head smashing one.
I love all the kills in this movie, bro. Like I was like, oh shit, damn, what the fuck, dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, he's definitely some of them were basic, but it was just like ultra violent. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a lot like ultra violent. It was fast. It was gruesome. I loved it, man. Like I said, I got to see it again because it was unnerving as fuck. Like when they were going down in those tunnels and it was all dark and all that shit, and you didn't know what was going on here. You know where the fuck they were or who was down there and shit like that. Man, that shit was unnerving. That shit made my stomach hurt. I was like, oh god. You know, and Tess got caught in that little dungeon pit, or not Tess, but Justin Long got caught in the Justin pit.
When he met her,
and then they had that disgusting breast. Was it the baby bottle scene?
Oh, it was a giant like a toy bottle that she filled with milk, right? And she was like making it was like for like a cow or something. Yeah.
I don't even know. That shit was like some old 1960s glass baby bottle with a rubber nipple on that motherfucker. Everything, bro. That shit was crazy. She was like, man.
Yeah, babu.
Yo, she was drinking that Greek yogurt out the bottle.
Yeah, that shit was like cottage cheese and shit already, man. And like, once they basically showed everybody like this is what's going on, like, you know what I mean, you kind of, the way that they frame it, like you kind of feel bad for like this like thing, you know what I mean, like you feel like bad for it because it's like super confused, doesn't know what's going on, it thinks that it's a mom and stuff like that, and it's just like all like and like I also like that they didn't keep Justin Long and the other girl Tess in that room. Like any normal scary movie would have just kept them in that area for the whole movie. Do you know what I mean? Like it would just have them running around back and forth in that movie, in that area. But they quickly let them get the fuck out of there, which I thought was a really fucking cool decision. They were just like, hey, we're gonna let them get out of there, and we're gonna let this fucking thing run fucking wild in the fucking street. Because early on, they're just like, hey, nobody lives here. People know that this thing fucking exists because we meet that homeless guy, right? And he's just like, she don't have to come out at night and stuff like that, or she just come out during the day. She only comes out at night. Yeah, that was cool.
Yo, and that homeless black dude was trying to tell her before she went into
he's
the
like,
fucking
hey,
house.
you!
hey. She's like, creepy black guy, run! She like goes in the house, locks the fucking door, everything. I was like, damn.
He's like, you bitch, I'm trying to save you.
Now, who you running to later? Now you're trying to find Lester's broke homeless ass.
Yeah.
Come save you.
And I like that he had a total.
It's safe over here. I know where we can go.
Yeah, then he had a total fucking Sam Jackson Deep Blue Sea moment. He's like, she ain't gonna get us over here. She don't come over here. Oh shit! He's like, oh holy shit now.
Yeah, I don't know if she busted through a wall or a window or something. All I remember was just like, boom! She grabbed that motherfucker and like ripped him in half or some crazy shit.
Yeah, there was like a hole in the wall, and she kind of went in through like she went in like that, and she was like, ah, fucking yeah. And like I like every time that she fucking would, I like every time that she would pop out, she would pop out like that, like.
Yeah,
like, oh,
you'd pop out, fucking ready to bite somebody, titties swinging.
Yeah, fucking. I at one point I thought she was gonna fucking stretch one out and like use it as a fucking lasso, and fucking pull her back. Yeah.
Bro, man.
Speaking of like the comedy element of this movie, they do a fucking incredible job of like teetering that fucking balance of being like scary and like funny and not going into that territory where you're just like, oh, this is fucking stupid, because it could have been really fucking stupid. This fucking movie, there's a version of this movie where it was fucking terrible, but thank God we got the good version. We got the goods in this.
This was solid, man. The rooftop scene, man. The rooftop
dude, when they're on
scene.
that water tower, yeah, when they climb up that water tower, and Justin Long and Tess are running away from from the creature, from the mother character. And prior to that, Justin Long got a hold of a gun, and he ends up shooting Tess on accident because he thinks, I would have thought the fucking same thing. You know what I mean? He thought that it was like, the creature coming to fucking get him, so he fucking shot it, and it kind of grazed her in the stomach. And so she fucking is like, oh, like all messed up, and they're running away. They're going up this water tower, and the mother character is like right fucking behind him. And then Justin Long kind of just has like this moment where he's like, out loud thinking, he's like, I can survive. You can't. He's like, you can slow her down. And he fucking grabs this bitch from her fucking hair and like just chucks her off the side of the fucking water tower. And dude, when I saw that, I literally fucking gasped and said out loud in the movie theater, I was like, he didn't just do that. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, did that just happen? Did he really just do that? I looked at my wife, I was like, what the fuck? He really just threw her fucking ass off of the fucking top of a water tower. Like, thank God she was like engaged with the fucking monster or whatever.
Yeah,
so
she was
they
like
both
holding on
went.
to her, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Justin Long is such a piece of shit in this. You know what I'm saying? He shoots her, he throws her off the fucking roof, she survives. You know what I mean? And he's like, oh my God, you're alive. Like, oh my God,
dude! I thought the movie was gonna end right there. I thought that was the end of the movie. Like she dove out and they both fucking died, and I was like, what the fuck? I was already getting up like to leave the movie, and I was like, oh fuck! I was like, fucking asshole Justin Long, man. He just assholed his whole way out of this whole fucking thing. And then like the movie just keeps going, and I'm like, wait, hold up a minute. And then like she's like moving down there, and the girl's like, and he's like, oh my God, you're alive. And he like walks down there, and what does he tell her? He's like, you understand, right? Like, I just had to do it.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. He's like, you understand, right? I'm sorry. You just have to slow it down or whatever. I'm just a piece of shit. It's okay.
And then fucking that mother character is alive still, and like fucking picks him up, and he's like, oh, and then she fucking just with the fucking big ass nails.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking cool, man.
Oh man. It was a wild ride. It was a wild fucking ride, bro. Super dope pacing, dope villain, dope kills, dope twist.
Everything.
You know what I mean? There's the only thing I was expecting a mutant baby to come out.
I thought whenever they were going to go into that room, I don't know why I didn't think this. I mean, I should have fucking called it. Of course, it was gonna be the dad in the room. I just thought it was. I just thought like you. I thought I was like, man, are they gonna have like a fucking giant mutant like fucking brother or some shit or something like that? I was like, or what's gonna happen? And then it was just like the dad kind of like watching the tapes of him like raping these fucking women and shit, which was fucking hardcore. But and that was kind of cool too. Justin Long kind of got to see what he did through somebody else's eyes. You know what I mean? And he was just like, what's wrong with you? Like, what the fuck?
I like how the old dude got a gun. Like the old dude, like he pulled out the blicky, and then he Justin Long was like, whoa, like he turned into a straight pussy. He was like, oh, and then when he put it up, he was like, no.
Yeah.
That shit was funny though, because Justin Long was like, "You're a sick piece of shit, you mother." And when he saw that pistol, he was like, "Whoa, take it easy now, pops. Hold on." Now.
Yeah, he put up his hands like that, and then like I just thought it was cool like that he like put up his hands like that, and immediately the guy was like, ugh. He just because Justin Long, he said he was like, "Oh, the cops are gonna be here any minute, like swarming this place," and that old man was just like, "Fuck that! Like they're gonna kill me. I'd rather kill myself. Fuck that shit."
Yeah, he believed that shit. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just take it out." Yeah, it did have like a weird baby theme in there. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some type of underlying baby theme in there. But maybe he was just getting that bitch pregnant, and she kept dying. The babies kept dying, or they killed the baby. Some shit. But it doesn't need explanation. It's a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't.
Yeah, this movie did a lot of cool stuff like that, man. Where like they kind of did like a little subtle explanation for it, and they're just like, if you pay attention, it was this or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was really cool, man. I really dug Barbarian. I thought it was super fucking fun. I thought Justin Long was amazing. Bill Skarsgård was amazing. Georgina Campbell, who plays Tess in this movie, was fucking amazing. Everybody was. Yeah, everything was. Yeah.
Not that many people in this movie.
No, there was like what 5, like maybe like 5, 6 people in this movie.
In the whole movie, man.
Yeah.
Including Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit was one of the characters of the movie for sure. And I just like that now, like Detroit is like the home of like horror. They're like, we need a really shitty place to film something at. Oh, Detroit. It looks like shit. It looks like shit.
Yeah, for real. They're like, oh yeah, they filmed Don't Breathe over there. They filmed
like, we know.
You want an abandoned warehouse and some shitty urban fucking visuals? We got to go to Detroit, man. Shout out to Detroit. I fuck with Detroit,
But yeah, man, I dug it a lot, man. I really dug it a lot. I really dug what they did with the film and everything. And I honestly think that this is one of the rare cases where we have a horror film that is like a one and done, and they're just like, we want to make just like a really good movie. Like we don't care about like a sequel or like a whole universe. We just want to make a good horror movie. Yeah. But yeah, man.
This was really good.
This is good, man. In summary, I think Barbarian is like a B movie, like on fucking super steroids. Like it's like The Hills Have Eyes, but they just took one of the hills and one of the eyes and took them out of the hills and put them in the fucking Detroit. And I fucking really dug it, man. It was like really well done, really well acted, just a really quick, tight 90-minute fucking movie that never fucking stops. And once it puts its foot on that gas, dude, it is just fucking going.
Doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. It's going. Yeah.
I think this might be one of my favorite films of the whole fucking year, man. Like I really had a good time with Barbarian. I really had a good time with it.
This is definitely my favorite horror film of the year. You know what I'm saying?
It's up there for me too, man.
Sure, man. Like X, I liked X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For what it was, but this shit right here.
Oh, this is better than X. Yeah, this is way better than X.
This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to see. Keep it simple. Like just give me those weirdo vibes, man. This shit was there. What are you gonna rate this, man? What do you out of the scale?
Dude, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, out of 5, I think I'm gonna give this like the rare like 5 out of 5, man. I really fucking dug this, dude. I really dug this.
I agree. I'm gonna have to give this a 5, man. I'm definitely gonna cop this on Blu-ray 4K.
Oh, for sure.
I'm definitely gonna be watching this again as soon as it's available, digital streaming, whatever. I'm gonna watch it again. I might go see it in theaters again because I didn't enjoy it that much, man. This was a fresh take on a non-original idea. Just like you said, The Hills Have Eyes, but in an urban setting.
Yeah.
And I feel like I haven't really done that before.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If they did it, haven't done it recently.
Or at least not good.
This kind of reminded me of The People Under the Stairs. You remember
That's
that
what
movie?
I said. That's what I fucking said, dude. Whenever I was driving home, I told that to my girlfriend when we were driving home. I was like, man, this reminds me of, I was like that old school fucking movie, People Under the Stairs, like where they had a bunch of fucking kids like in the fucking walls and shit like that. Yeah. I was like, that's what it reminds me of. Dude, yeah, man.
It definitely really got that vibe for me. I was like, dang, man, I'm like, why does this seem familiar? Like, why is this? Yeah. Because it had the same trope of like, breaking into the house, someone going into the house and weird shit happening and stuff like that. But yeah, man, gotta give Barbarian 5 out of 5. Hands down. One of the most enjoyable movie experiences this this year. That shit
For
left
sure.
me with my mouth open, like, what the fuck just happened here? You know?
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen.
Man.
That does not happen often. It doesn't happen often. So yeah, man. Shout out to Barbarian, man. They did a great job. Great job.
Well, there you have it, ghouls and gals. Barbarian is a for sure worth it watch. Get out there to the theater and watch it. Make sure you check it out in the theater. Buy it on Blu-ray. Fucking pirate it. Get this into your eyeballs, your brains, any fucking way that you can. And like always, I'm Ryan T, and this guy right here next to me is
Syd Retro 727, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Go see Barbarian. You won't be disappointed. Let us know in the comments what you guys think.
Oh, for sure.
If you're gonna go see it, if you're gonna pirate it, let us know, man.
If you've seen it,
yeah. Let us know what you guys think of it. If you guys give it a 5 or not, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm curious if anybody doesn't like it. If they were like, no, this was like shitty. I hated this. Yeah. So if you're that person, I really want to know why you think that. But
you know, one of my friends, he saw the trailer and he just thought that's what it was. Like, you know, see white guy, mixed girl. He's gonna kill her because he's a psycho and it's an Airbnb. And he was like, Hollywood needs to stop making films. And I was like, bro.
That you don't even know the awesomeness in this movie.
What you're talking about, bro? Barbarian, guys. First time ever in the year that we've doing reviews that we both agreed and gave a fucking movie a 5.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is a 5. This deserves a 5, man, for sure. But there you have it, ghouls and gals. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Saturday Night Horror Theater. That's right. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.